Hi, it's Susanna Troy, and I'm interviewing Joe Sanchez, a former NYPD officer. He's not in New York, and right now I want to ask him about Adrian Schoolcraft and the trial, which is September 2013. Joe Sanchez was a whistleblower who was betrayed by Internal Affairs, and in my opinion, he was set up to be kicked out of the NYPD. He fought. He'll tell you about it. But first, let's ask Joe Sanchez. First, thank you for being here with me for this interview for YouTube. Tell me a little bit about yourself, and what would you say to Adrian Schoolcraft? Because you've met Serpico, and now we have like a new whistleblower on the block. So what would you have to say?
Well, I would have to tell him that don't give up, stay, your course, be tenacious, and I wish you the very best. But if you stay right where you're at, you're going to be a winner.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. So tell us, kind of briefly, because I want to get back to Adrian, but you told Internal Affairs that your lieutenant's activities were less than ethical, and Internal Affairs betrayed you, correct?
I guess they did. They even wired me up, and I had enough information on this lieutenant, and it was going to be an embarrassment, especially to the police department. But for a cop, had I been a sergeant or lieutenant and ratted out another boss, it would have been a little different. But for a cop to go forward and break the police code of silence, it's a no-no.
Right, and this lieutenant, it involved sex, it involved money. I mean, what he was doing was seriously wrong. Am I right?
Definitely. Yes.
Okay.
Breaking all the rules you can think of.
So just to save my YouTube audience a little time, I'm not going to tell your story except that we just talked about it. It's clear they set you up. They saw you as a troublemaker. It was payback. Charles Hines ended up apologizing. Tell us first the name of your book, and then I'm going to ask you again about Adrian.
My first book was Latin Blues, which it tells the story of a rookie cop in Brooklyn. I worked with a Cuban partner, Louis Herrera, and that was my first book. And True Blue, A Tale of the Enemy Within, is my autobiography. I tell it all.
Okay, so it's called True Blue, The Enemy Within. You can get on Amazon. And I looked at the reviews. People wrote the most glowing reviews and praised you. I was very moved. So I'm going to make this a short first YouTube interview. So I want to ask you just again, Adrian's trial is coming up. They kidnapped him right around the time of the election when Mayor Bloomberg was saying that crime was down. And they kept him in a mental ward. So Serpico got shot. It sounded like the police kind of set him up and they wanted him shot. With you, they didn't harm you physically. They just set you up to ruin your reputation. It sounds like the cops did try to harm you and trash your reputation and force you out. And now we have Adrian, who's was put in a mental ward, held kidnapped and hostage. Adrian doesn't want a settlement. He wants everyone to face him. So what would you say? I posted your article about stop and frisk. He exposes the fact that his commanders say arrest everyone. What do you say to someone like Adrian? And what do you say about facing off his commanders? And you also tell me about the good cops, because you always say that you believe there are good cops out there.
Oh, of course. I worked with many good cops. I mean, it's like any profession. You got the good, the bad, and the ugly. But I can honestly say I worked with some great cops, caring cops, but I came across little cops. But that's, worldwide, in any police agency, you're going to have bad law enforcement officers.
You're going to have your good cops and your bad cops. Correct. So, I'm sorry.
As far as Adrian, he's got to keep the course. It's tough. He's one man. I'm sure he has a good lawyer.
He does. He's got a couple.
Yes, okay, but he's combating the NYPD, and the NYPD is a force that you go up against them, and they'll come out. They're going to come at you. And
yes.
But they have lawyers. They have lawyers that will come after you, because when it comes to the city, they're going to protect themselves, whether you're wrong or right. They don't want to lose.
Right, but Adrian, it's a tough situation. But Adrian has so much tape that's incriminating. And today, the lead chief Marino, who is on tape. He's caught on tape kidnapping Adrian and taking him to the hospital. He had to be examined, he had to go to court. Floyd stop and frisk trial. So already, this one, the city's going to have a hard time worming their way out of. And we know, you know from firsthand experience, it's not just the lawyers. You know about the lawyers, but the cops did you love the NYPD. You've said you thought it was a great job. You were a Vietnam veteran, and certain cops did very cruel things to you. They betrayed you and set you up along with the drug dealers. These drug dealers didn't do this all on their own. So
no, they didn't do it on their own. They had plenty of help, and they had it within. That's what I call my book, True Blue, A Tale of the Enemy Within. And They couldn't have done it on their own. They had help. And unfortunately, it was very bad for me in the very beginning, but I thank the good Lord, my Lord Jesus Christ, that He got me through it.
Right.
It happened 30 years ago, but it's still with me. I dream about that job.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I had a dream last night about it, being on patrol. I'm out on patrol. I feel good about it, and before you know it, boom, they come after me, and I lose my job again.
But who is they? Is it the NYPD?
It's the NYPD.
And
when I said the NYPD, I'm talking. Like I said, when I speak about the NYPD, I'm talking about the people in power. I'm talking about the people that can care less about the average citizen. And but again, let me repeat: your average NYPD cop is a good, caring person. But the powers that be are in control. And when it's all about money, it's always been about money.
Right. Right. That's what I say right now, because NYPD, they put a lot of pressure on statistical reports. I say that the NYPD stats are like a casino in Las Vegas. The fix is in. They were going to fix the stats, and you hear it in Adrian Schoolcraft's tapes. I want to thank you so much. I want to do another interview, so this will be my first with you, and thank you for your courage to come forward and for supporting Adrian Schoolcraft. His first lawyer, I think, he feels about him the way you expressed to me your feeling with a lawyer that handled your case. So it seems like the legal system and the cops, it's just very difficult when you have the courage to speak up. So thank you for having that courage, and thanks for interviewing me tonight. Any last words you want to say to the audience?
I just want to thank you for having me on and giving me the opportunity to at least tell a little bit about my story.
Oh, yeah.
And I wish Adrian the best. God bless him. And he's going to succeed, but he's got to stay strong.
Right.
And with his lawyer's help, he'll win this case. I'm pulling for him. And listen, there are a lot of cops pulling for him also. They might not say it. They're in the background, but they know.
Right.
And they're supporting him, even though they keep quiet about him. He's got a lot of support. He's got a lot of moral support.
Thank you and bless you very much.